Hey, listen. I want to share something with you real quick. Your child is not an object. Your child is a human being. Do you realize? I know it's kind of crazy. Do you realize? But I wonder if some parents realize that your child is a human being and they don't know what you know, right? So I made a post the other day where I said, yelling at your child does not ensure they learn whatever message you're trying to get them to learn. But it does ensure that they are either going to be a people pleaser or alone, ultimately, right? But this idea of your child doesn't know what you know. So look, I was just thinking about this. And I'm talking about primarily elementary children, right? When children are young, they learn. So remember, when they come to the planet, they're blank. They don't know anything. Everything they learn once they get here. So they come here blank. So as they are learning life, children learn by watching you do life. Right? The children learn primarily by modeling. They'll do a little bit of what you say, but mostly going to do what you do. Now, here's where the problem comes in. Let's say you have a 6-year-old. And so the 6-year-old, because she's been hanging around adults, talks like an adult. So she uses adult language. She uses adult analogies because she's been listening so long, because children are like tape recorders. They can record very well. So she's saying things, and so she sounds more mature. Unfortunately, what that does for the adults in her life, they move her out of 6-year-old category, put her in teenage category or grown folk category. Now, they don't know they do this, but the way they interact with her is as if she knows what she don't know, or she's smarter than what she is. So when she messes up, it's like, you know better. Maybe she don't know better. You know how to do this, or you know better. That's the main thing. You know better than that. Maybe she don't. So think about this. When you see your child do something that they've seen you do you understand that they're doing what they see you do, good or bad, but they have no idea why? Like, they don't know. So I wish I had an example, because a really good example to help you get this point. Just because you see your child doing something, let's say I'll use let's say writing on the wall. No, let's say writing your name on paper, right? So your child sees you writing, right? And so this is, so not 6-year-old. No, I need a better example. I probably shouldn't have did this live. I should have did my notes. And so sorry, I'm already on here. But the thing is, without the example, let me just make the point again. Just because you see your child doing something that looks mature, that doesn't mean they know why they're doing it. So then, so when you get on your child for cursing, they heard you curse, or let's say disrespect. We ain't got to go as far as cursing. Your child may say something like, you talking to your child, your child may say something like, duh, and you feel it's disrespectful. So you go off on them. Now, they've heard you say that a lot of times to folk on the phone. They don't know what it means. They don't know why you say it. They're just modeling. They know when someone says this, you say that. They don't know why. So when they say it to you, you get upset because you think they're being disrespectful, because they know in their mind what it means. That don't make sense. Do you realize that don't make sense? They don't know what you know. So when you see them doing things that you taught them because they're watching you do life, the meaning behind it that it has for you, it don't have the same for them. So then, when you punish them for what they are doing, which they learn from you, they are utterly confused. Yes, we adults know they did something wrong. They don't know. So when you punish them, they're like, yeah, what did I do? So then guess what they do? They make it up with their little immature minds. I must be bad. Something must be wrong with me, right? I don't know why, like, I must be unlovable. All of these conclusions children make. That's from those first 8 years of life, right? And then fast forward, guess what we're gonna fast forward to? My couch. Why? Because they don't know who they are. They're people pleasers. They got anxiety, right? They're perfectionists. All of these things stem from you raising your child as if they know what they don't know, as if they're an adult, like they've been here before. Just because they're saying mature things, I promise you, they do not. I'm 50. There's some things that I'm still learning right now. Well, learning the meaning of it. I may have learned long ago, but now I'm starting to learn, oh, that's why that is that. So if at 50, I'm still learning stuff, a 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old, like, come on. Treat them like children. Treat them like they're new to the planet. Just because you see them do something that look like they've been here a long time, the reality is they haven't, and you know that. I get so many parents saying, well, my child is mature for their age. That's not true. And the thing is, it's so amazing to me how parents convince themselves that that's true. Your child is not more mature for their age than just because they say words, just because they have a vocabulary that they should not have, does not mean they know what the words mean that they're using. Even if they can. So if you teach your child the words and you tell them what they mean and you make them write it 100 times, they still will not know what it means. Why? Because their little brains are not equipped to process certain information. Like, we have to develop. And we're so fascinated with children acting grown, children having an attitude, or children cursing, or children doing things that, they so whatever. But then you punish them because, and so now I'm switching to big kids, right? Like 13-year-old. You think because your child is 13, they've always been smart in your eyes, and according to their grades. So that makes them smart. That makes them more mature. That makes them advanced. So now the 13-year-old can't be a 13-year-old. He has to act like an 18-year-old or a 25-year-old because you won't change your mindset to say, hey, he ain't been on the planet but 13 years. So even what he's saying, he don't even understand everything that he's saying. Am I making sense? I hope so. Can y'all tell I'm a little on edge? Because when we harm children, that gets under my skin like nothing else, right? Like if I was preparing something, I am preparing something soon, right, like right now, for adults and love, and on the topic of love and people pleasing. It's very, very, so people pleasing is the most prevalent prison we humans live in. Okay, so I'm preparing something for you guys, and it's going to be a long video. I'm just telling you now. It ain't for everybody, but it's on my heart to really share it. So I'm preparing that, right? So I'm taking time to write notes and, do all that. With this, because I'm impulsive sometimes, I just got on here and start talking. Why? Because, like, it's a child, an innocent child. How do innocent children grow up to be adults who are no good? By being raised by parents like you. And when I say like you, I don't mean abusive parents. I don't mean neglectful parents necessarily. I mean parents who have good intentions, but don't realize this person has only been on the planet for a short amount of years. I've been here 50 years, and there's stuff I'm still learning. So I want you guys to do better with your parenting. And I'll take some blame for the folk who follow me, because I know I keep saying, I'm going to do something for parents. I'm going to do something for parents. I haven't done it yet. That's on me. All right. And I am going to do something. And when I say something, I mean like I'm going to create a series, to really help you be a better parent and deal with your children where they are. Because the thing is, I didn't have this when I was parenting. I was a single parent of 3 children. I messed up. Why? Because I did what I knew how to do, just like all parents. Nobody was telling me the stuff that I want to tell you, that I'm going to tell you. Like, nobody told me that stuff. I learned all of what I learned about parenting and human relationships and all that after my children were grown. And so now, if I'm going to tell the whole story, my children suffer. Like, they gotta find a therapist and finish the work that I wasn't able to finish as their dad, as their parent, as their guardian. Why? Because I could not give them what I did not have. So back then, I didn't have self-discipline, so I couldn't give that to them. I did not have emotional maturity, so I could not give that to them. And those are the things that they suffer in today. I understand that's partly on me, right? But my point is, if parents would treat children like children, you guys can start to, well, maybe not y'all if your kids are small, but the next generation can start to bring the therapy numbers down. I like having a thriving business, but look, sometimes it's weighty. I don't like having a whole lot of clients who are suffering in ways that they don't have to be suffering. But because they learned it wrong, they are living it wrong. And now I have to try to help them unlearn the foolishness about life that they learned. Get a book. No, I haven't created the parenting thing, but get a book or something. Just stop harming your children. You think you're loving them. You think you're protecting them. You think that you are raising them right. One of the saddest things, I realized this today as I was talking to a couple of people. One of the saddest things is to be blind and not know it. To not be able to see truth, but don't know that what you're operating on is not truth. As a matter of fact, it's a lie. That's a sad situation. Anyway, let me get off of here because I know I'm rambling, but I just wanted to share with you guys, do better with your parenting, please. And thank you. All right.